Hi guys, this is just going to be a short video in case you missed the full lecture in class on primary elections or if you need a refresher. So primary elections, what are primary elections? Primary elections are preliminary. The year before we have a general election for presidential candidates, the two parties have to decide which of the Republicans or which of the Democrats are going to be the official candidate for the party. The purpose of primary elections are to help the parties determine which candidate essentially would win, at least as far as the party is concerned, which candidate is more likely to win in the general election. So they are just preliminary contests. They are based on party politics. A lot of the rules are determined by state party officials. So we are just going to get a basic general overview of how this works. Depending on the state, you can either have a private ballot where you go in, use a ballot, turn it in, and you're done. That's simply called a primary election. And some states have an open meeting called a caucus. If you need more information on caucuses, there are videos for you to watch in the assignment and then the discussion board. Okay. There are different types of primaries or caucuses because essentially a state has either a primary or a caucus. No state has both. So you can have a closed primary, which means that people that would like to participate must be declared party members. Open primaries, as long as you're a registered voter, you may take part. You may only participate in one election. So when you get to the polling place, you would have to choose the Democratic ballot or the Republican ballot. But you don't have to be registered to either party so that independents, people like myself, may vote. What are the advantages of having an open primary? Well, exactly that. All registered voters may participate so that you do get an idea of what independent voters may want. The downside is they can be manipulated, and I do know that this happens. People will go in and vote for the candidate that they think their party can beat, to be quite blunt about it. And also, you don't get what your hardcore party faithful is looking for because you have the independent vote. Closed primaries, it's essentially just the opposite. The advantage of a closed primary is it cannot be manipulated by the opposition. People at least have to register as a party member, and they're less likely to come in just to manipulate if they have to register. And you do get party faithful opinion. The downside is you don't get the independent vote, which often are the people who swing an election. Hardcore Republicans vote Republican. Hardcore Democrats vote Democratic. Often it is swing voters, independent voters, that determine an election. So if you have a closed primary, you don't have access to what they might be thinking. Again, this is all determined state by state. You could have a primary with a ballot that is closed in your state. You could have a caucus that is open in your state. Michigan has open primaries, so we use a ballot and any registered voter may participate. I hope this clarifies the nuts and bolts of primary elections. If you have further questions, you can always come to me in class. Have a good day.